actually was problem drywall, and the odor intensity was rated by the examiner on a scale of 0 to 3, and we also asked the occupants to characterize the odor. We did not have any homes in which there was corrosion related to drywall, in which the odor was described as rotten eggs, only as a sulfur odor or burnt matcha. We now have 18 homes. 18 of the 18 had evidence of corrosion. Not all of them had odor. In fact, Dr. Weiner's patients are the ones who were in their home 8 years, and they had no odor at all in their home. They didn't have corrosion. The medical findings. Our group of 50 fit into these same categories. Primarily, the symptoms involved in the membranes, upper respiratory tract, and the eyes. And these were irritant effects. But there were some conditions that predisposed people to have symptoms. The first was if they had reported to us symptomatic allergies to aero allergens. This is things like pollen, dog and animal dander, dust mites. They seem to be much more sensitive to the irritant effects. Individuals with a past history of sinus problems also had more symptoms than other individuals. Dry eye syndrome is a condition in which less tear production develops with increasing age. It's a bit more common in women than in men, but individuals with a diminished tear film are more sensitive to substances in the air to which the eyes are exposed, and not surprisingly, if there are irritants in the air, then they would have more symptoms, redness, irritation. And we had, at this point, we now have 4 asthmatics. I only had 2 when I did this slide. But we have evidence from reports that individuals felt that they had either exacerbation of the kind of frequency of their asthma attacks, or in one of Dr. Weiner's patients, the individual did not report increased asthma attacks, but when questioned very carefully and intensively, he realized that he was using his asthma medication, his inhalers, a lot more frequently than he had before he moved into the home that was affected with corrosive drywall. And after he moved out, it took him approximately 2.5 months before he was back to his baseline use of asthma medication. So most of the effects were transient, and most resolved fully after the exposure ceased. This is my little plug for epidemiology. We haven't really been able to get any group interested in studying this problem. Dr. Weiner and I have been doing this ourselves. The CPSC has made it clear that they are done. They are not going to pursue any further research. Their last announcement was they had spent $5 million. This is the most expensive investigation of a problem they've ever performed, and they were not going to proceed any further with any new studies, and health is not on the horizon for them. If we did a study, what we would obviously do is not just take people who come in and tell us that they have complaints, but match them with people who are living in homes that don't have drywall, and then do an official comparison of the frequency of the kind of complaints that are reported. Environmental data obviously would have to be cataloged and kept in a very careful way so that we can compare the homes. I presented at Tampa in November of 2009 an outline of an epidemiological study. It was very interesting because Lynn Wilder from the federal agency indicated that such a study could not be done. My group did a study of an indoor environmental air quality study of 40,000 workers at the campus of the National Security Agency, 12 buildings in Fort Meade, Maryland. So such a study could be done. I don't think we need to do quite that large a study, but it can be done, and it can be done in a careful way so that individuals who are affected can have the confidence that what we find and what we are telling their physicians and informing the public about has some real basis. I do want to say one final thing, and that is that because of the characteristics of the chemicals, the compounds that are being emitted by the drywall, and their known characteristics, they're very reactive. These chemicals last only seconds. That's why it's very hard to measure them. But that is helpful when you look at health effects, because it means that the chemical compounds do not remain in their irritative form very long. They do not penetrate the tissue of the body. They go no farther than the superficial mucous membranes. They do not accumulate in the body. They are not stored anywhere in the body. So the likelihood that there would be chronic serious effects from these substances or exposure to them, even over a long period of time, is medically not probable. Okay, there are some people I would like to thank who have helped us. I haven't mentioned all of the homeowners because I had promised to keep confidentiality, but these are some of the other individuals who have helped us in our research. And I thank you for your attention.